Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Sarwayuni and I'm from the class. So, in this video, I will explain about the material theory of learning. Before start to learn about the theory of learning, I will explain theory and learning. Theory is the result of the discovery of several experts which are then developed individual to be put into practice and learning. Learning is understood as the teacher's conscious effort to help students so that they can learn according to their interests and needs. Jadi kita bisa simpulkan di sini bahwa jika semakin sadar dan profesional seorang guru dalam hal mendidik, maka semakin baik pula kualitas siswanya, begitu pula sebaliknya. So, this is definition and purpose theory of learning. Theory of learning is an attempt to describe how humans learn, thus helping us all understand the complexities inherent process of learning. And the purpose of learning theory is to determine the appropriate learning method or strategy to obtain optimal result. Teori belajar juga memperhatikan bagaimana seseorang mempengaruhi orang lain untuk membuat proses pembelajaran seperti yang dikatakan oleh Brunner Degeng. Jadi teori belajar juga berkaitan dengan upaya pengandalian variabel-variabel tertentu dalam teori belajar memfasilitasi pembelajaran. Jadi juga teori belajar memperhatikan bagaimana seseorang dalam hal belajar. Jadi untuk lebih jelasnya tentang theory of learning akan saya uraikan di beberapa pendekatan yang akan dilakukan dan digunakan dalam proses pembelajaran. So, these are the four types theory of learning. First, behaviorism. The second, cognitivism. The third, constructivism. And the last, humanism. So, the first, I'm going to start behaviorism. According to behavioristic learning theory, learning is a change in human behavior that is strongly influenced by the environment. Behavioristic learning theory places great emphasis on learning outcomes, namely change in behavior that can be seen. Mereka percaya itu perilaku manusia dikendalikan oleh penghargaan dan penguatan dari lingkungan. Jadi dengan demikian itu di praktek belajar ada hubungan yang erat antara reaksi pelaku dengan stimulasi. So, the second, cognitivism. Cognitive theory argues the learning is a process of deepening that occurs in the mind and cannot be observed directly by behavior. And the relation of the theory in current learning is that in responding to student, it must be adapted to cognitive needs of student, meaning that in carrying out learning or providing stimulus to student, the teacher should know the abilities of each student so that student can respond well to every stimulus given by the teacher. So this is cognitive characteristic. 1. Increase what is in mind. 2. Increase overall then parts. 3. Increasing the role of cognitive. 4. Improve current time condition. 5. Increase deformation to cognitive structure. 6. Producing balance in human. 7. Producing insight or understanding. Jadi teori itu dibuat berdasarkan percobaan masing-masing yang tidak sama, namun dasar dari pembelajaran mereka yang sama, yaitu bahwa dalam pendidikan dan kemampuan untuk mengukur lingkungan sehingga keadaan itu tidak secara otomatis mempengaruhi manusia. The third, Constructivism. Constructivism understands the nature of learning as a human activity to build or create knowledge by trying to give meaning to knowledge according to their experience. This theory has an understanding of learning that emphasizes process rather than learning, so it requires students to be active and learning outcomes as goal are considered important, but process involving ways and strategy in learning are also considered important because the learning process, learning outcome, learning methods, and learning strategies will affect the development of, one thinking and thinking schemes. So this is the characteristic of constructivism learning. One, provide learning experience by linking the knowledge that students have and such as why that is learning through the process of knowledge formation. Two, providing various alternative learning experience, not all the same as, for example, a problem can be solved in multiple ways. Three, integrating learning with realistic and relevant situations involving concrete experience. For example, to understand a concept through the reality of everyday life. Four, integrating learning to enable social transmission, that is the occurrence of interaction and cooperation of person with other or with the environment. For example, interaction and collaboration between student, teacher, and students. And five, utilizing various media, including oral and written communication so that learning becomes more active. And the last, involving student emotional and social so that it becomes exciting and student want to learn. Jadi secara garis besar prinsip konstruktivisme yang diambil adalah pengetahuan yang dibangun siswa di dirinya, baik secara pribadi maupun sosial. Siswa juga aktif mengkonstruksi terus-menerus sehingga ada perubahan konsep-konsep yang lebih detail dan lengkap. Menurut gagasan ilmiah, pengetahuan tidak ditransfer dari guru ke siswa, kecuali dengan keaktifan siswa itu sendiri dalam bernalar. Peran guru juga membantu menyediakan fasilitas dan situasi. Humanism. The flow of humanism views that learning is not just the development of cognitive qualities, but also a process that occurs within the individual and involves all parts, including cognitive, affective, and psychomotoric aspects. One of the important ideas in humanistic education is that students must have the ability to direct their own behavior in learning. What will be learning and to what extent, when, and how will they learn? The main idea is how students direct their own learning as well as motivate themselves in learning rather than just being passive recipients in the learning process. There are four characteristics of psychology that are humanist oriented. One, focusing on the person experiencing, and the four, focusing on the experience as a primary phenomenon in studying human. Two, emphasizing distinctive qualities such as creativity and self-actualization as opposite to mechanical and reductionistic human thought. And the last, relying on meaningfulness in choosing problems to be studied and research products to be used. I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you. Have a nice day.